Recently, we reviewed a monster of a laptop, this thing called the Acer Predator 21X. It came in its own not cabin-sized hard case, weighed nearly 10 kilos and had enough computing power to put NASA labs to shame. Mr. Moneybags Gamer Boy would obviously drool all over it, but it wasn't for me. You see, the last game I've played in the last few years is that dinosaur game you play on Chrome when the internet's down. I basically use a laptop for 4 things: browsing the internet, Netflixing, typing scripts, and pretending I'm great at Photoshop. And because I'm a millennial who takes his work everywhere with him, I need a laptop that's slim, light, and super sexy. Just like me. Which is where this comes in. Over the years, the Dell XPS family has given us some beloved ultrabooks, and the 13 was an especial favorite. But of late, its proposition has dulled just a wee bit. For 2018, that dulling has been sharpened with a bunch of new design and feature improvements, making this one oh so lovable once again. The first thing to strike you is this gorgeous rose gold color. Very chic, very in style. It's pretty light too, 1.2 kilos, and it's super slim, 3.4 mm slimmer than it was before. That is commendable. Open it up and you are greeted with this new finish. Woven texture, alpine white color, very refreshing. The rose gold and white model comes with woven fiberglass, but the silver and black comes with carbon fiber. This whole thing is coated in titanium oxide to make it more stain resistant, especially useful if you're a clumsy oaf like me. The XPS 13 comes with 3 USB-C ports, 2 of which are Thunderbolt 3s, 1 3.5mm audio jack, and a micro SD card. Now Dell has been nice enough to give you a Type A adapter in the box, but the lack of an SD card reader might be a problem for some of you folks. Basically, be ready to shell out some money for adapters. The Thunderbolt 3s, however, do support 4-lane PCI connections, so you could hook up an external graphics card and make the world's most unlikely gaming rig. A bit redundant, but hey, it's good to have the option. The XPS 13 comes with 2 display options, a Full HD display without a touchscreen and a 4K display with touchscreen and HDR. The touchscreen comes at a premium of nearly 20,000 rupees and it does not flip over completely, reducing its utility that much more. One sore point in the design is the placement of the webcam. Now, I don't video chat much on the laptop, so it's not a problem for me, but if you do, brace yourself for an unflattering under-chin angle. Speakers on the side here, decent, nothing to write home about. The keyboard has shallow keys with a satisfying mechanical click to them. Typing on this laptop is an absolute pleasure. And this trackpad with its glass surface, absolute delight to use. This XPS 13 is a higher spec piece. It comes with an 8th gen Intel i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM and a 512GB SSD hard disk. It just goes about Windows 10 like it owns the place, and running music or photo editing software on this is an absolute breeze. The battery here has shrunk from a 60 watt-hour unit in the 2017 model to a 52 watt-hour unit over here. However, Dell still claims a battery life of 19 hours and 46 minutes using only Microsoft Word. However, we got about 10 hours in the real world playing a high-quality movie at 50% screen brightness. Broadly speaking, the battery will easily last you a full day of work, and it is definitely better than those of its rivals. The XPS 13 was always a fairly loaded laptop, but there are new features for 2018. You now get a new thermal management system, a fingerprint scanner built into the power button, and a facial recognition system. The XPS 13 does not come cheap. The model we've reviewed, this one, it costs a proper 1,60,000 rupees, putting it properly in the league of the new MacBook Pro. So what do I love about the XPS 13? I love the design, I love the style, I love the size, I love the weight, I love the functionality, I love the battery life, and I love the build quality. Especially the build quality. Because if I'm dropping more than $1.5 lakh on a laptop, having it feel solid is very reassuring. What do I not love so much about this? Well, I don't quite like the fact that the touchscreen comes at a premium, that the hinges don't flip all the way back, and the lack of a proper SD card reader. Should you buy the XPS 13? If the shortcomings I just mentioned don't come in your way, I would think so.